All right, so moving on, we are going to talk about one more DC property, and that is that with the success of the Joker, Warner Brothers is tossing around the idea of a possible Two-Face movie done in the same vein as the Joker. So if we go over to this story from Bounding into Comics, it says rumor DC discussing standalone Two-Face movie after Joker success. Joker has people talking, and its box office success has Warner Brothers thinking about what's next. Since a villain-centric movie independent of any comic canon is proving profitable, the studio may be considering duplicating that formula with another Batman villain who boasts his share of memorable film appearances. And then we got this covered. Reports sources close to them are saying Warner Brothers wants to develop more standalone villain pieces, and Two-Face is one of the next candidates to get his own movie. Guys, have any of you guys seen Joker yet, by any chance?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen it.
All right. So did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent piece of cinema.
Yes. Would you like to see more movies like that?
Yes. It sounds like we're being surveyed. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
next question.
Absolutely.
I'm just wondering because like the Joker has some type of penetration into the popular culture mindset, whereas Two-Face, maybe people's first exposure to him was in The Dark Knight. But like it seems to me like that the 1981 Gotham that Todd Phillips created for Joker would be a really fertile ground to kind of explore these other Batman rogues. And I'm kind of curious what you guys think about Two-Face, or if you think they should go with some other villains, because there's also been talk about a Lex Luthor standalone in the same vein. Rowan, what do you think of this? Because it kind of seems close to that Disney Plus Star Wars thing that you did, where we're just going to go down this list of characters, stop on one, be like, boom, that's the one that we're doing.
The drunk fishbowl game, yeah. I went to see Joker last week actually, and blown away. I actually thought though, the performance by Joaquin Phoenix was a lot better than the movie. I thought the movie was great, but I thought his performance was outstanding. So I think the challenge they're going to have with Two-Face is finding an actor that can give you that kind of portrayal and that kind of performance. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think they'd be falling into a trap though to think, oh, the Joker worked on its own, so we can do it with Two-Face, we can do it with other characters. I think they just hit upon an absolute incredible performance from Joaquin Phoenix. So, yeah, that's the challenge there. But yeah, look, I thought it was fantastic. I was blown away with it. Make it an 18 rate or wherever you call it over there, R-rated, is it? It's got to be. You've got to go down that road with it. And yeah, why not? I'm game. But interested to see what everyone else thinks. Who would you guys cast? I mean,
Stephen, do you think that it's a good idea to go with a Two-Face standalone in the vein of the Joker, or do you think they should go with a different villain, or even do it at all?
Well, I can understand why they're doing it. They tried to do the Marvel thing and that failed, and so it seems like they're having more success with like smaller like character study movies. Like I haven't seen the Joker yet, but I get it. It seems like kind of a double-edged sword. It might work, and I've seen people talking about this online. Like maybe they should just focus on all the villains first, and then kind of bring it all together with like a Batman tie-in or something. But it also seems like maybe the Joker is one of those movies. Like it kind of they kind of struck lightning, and it's not going to happen again. So they might try it with Two-Face, and it won't work.
Well, it was funny because when the Joker movie was first announced, I was like, "This is a terrible idea. This movie's going to be awful." And boy, was I wrong.
I think a lot of us were wrong.
Yeah, me looking at this, it's like, oh, this sounds like a terrible idea. But then again, I was wrong before. So, Drunk, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. When it first came out, I had zero interest in seeing the Joker until SJW types started complaining about it. Then I was like, well, I'll go see it. It was a beautiful film. I think if DC stays on this road, because they definitely are a darker universe than Marvel, that they'll be producing a lot more quality stuff than what they did before. I understand why they would go with Two-Face, because I don't think people would flock to the theater for a villain that's not known. So if they went with a villain like Calendar Man or something like, who the heck is that? Exactly. You don't even know who that is, do you?
Nope.
So it's,
I thought you were making it up.
no, I'm not making it up.
No,
I'm not making it up.
I actually think it'd be a good idea to go with those more obscure villains like Calendar
See,
Man.
you have a weird mind, Matthew. You look at the world a little differently. Like people see a half a glass of water, you see like a half a glass of vodka. So like it's just a different breed of human that we're not caught up on. Like your genes are better than all of us. So you're smart enough to grasp that film. You got to understand, like normies and people that don't really follow comic books, they want those people to spend money on the movies as well. And so if you have a movie like of a villain that nobody's even heard of, they're not going to go see it because they've never heard of it. So of course they would pick Two-Face has already been out in the cinema before.
Right.
And or Lex Luthor, everybody knows that name. Those are common names before they start opening things up. Just like they didn't push Guardians of the Galaxy till Marvel was on a roll. They started taking this thing and started getting on a roll. Then they were able to introduce other people that not so known in the universe. So, but they were able to stamp that Marvel tag on and say, "We're making this one. I know you don't know these characters, but trust me." So I think they can. I think if they stick with this format, they could pull off some amazing cinema. It doesn't have to be like super dark every time, but just keep it in that format of that grittiness that they did with the Joker. It was fantastic. It was just different. It was different than what we've seen in the cinema for a little while. So it was good to see something different.
I personally would like to see more stories in this kind of Todd Phillips Gotham that he created, because I just love the sensibility of it, the dirty, grimy Scorsese,
Exactly.
New York of that era. Proper, what do you think of this news? Do you think that Warner Brothers could pull off yet another great villain-centric movie?
Of course they can, but it's about it's not just having a good idea, having a good script. It's all about the execution. If you're going to go about it thinking like, you just want to replicate the success of the Joker, it's not going to work, because the Joker worked because it worked, and it wasn't really, if you get down to it, about the Joker. That's not what it was about. It was a movie about a guy named Arthur who's going down this road. No one's there to help him, and this is how he gets to where he is, going down that hole of madness, really. But I think it definitely could work with Harvey Dent as well. But as long as they don't just keep in mind that, we just want to do this just because, it worked once, so it'll work again. No, you just got to have it done for the right reasons. And that when you boil it down to that, that's why I think it could be really good. But again, it's about the execution every time. And I think Todd Phillips has, I think the beauty of the Joker is that it's not a part of any universe. It's its own thing, because everyone's talking about, all these cinematic universes that everyone's trying to start. And I'm just like, I want just like one good film, and that's all I need. I don't need, 100 different Marvel movies that are like almost copy paste sometimes. No, one good movie will be satisfying. So if it's a great idea, if it's something that they feel like they can tackle, and that's actually something, now that I think about it, DC has really worked when they didn't really focus so much on Superman or Batman. Like when it was like Wonder Woman, it was great. Aquaman was great. Joker is really, really good. Shazam, it didn't make as much money, but people really enjoyed it. So yeah, if you're so that's why I'm kind of leaning towards, I'm agreeing with you, Matthew, that like if you have some of the more obscure characters, I guess, or characters who haven't been in the forefront of these movies, I think it could work really well if it's done right. But yeah, if it's anything like the Joker, I'll be kind of disappointed because it'll feel like the same thing. So I want it to be unique in that way. But I think I sort of rambled a little bit. But
well, I do think it's interesting that Hollywood seems to be looking at villains as like the new vehicles for driving these films as opposed to the heroes. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. And remember, if you want to support the channel, please check us out on the socials. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew Kadish. You can also find our discussion group over on Facebook at eggfbgroup.com. That's eggfbgroup.com. Takes you right to our Facebook discussion group. And if you'd like to help support the channel, check out my books over on Amazon.com. You can find them by going to kadishbooks.com. That's KADISH books.com. And as always, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we upload a new video for more movie, TV, and entertainment news and analysis. This is Matthew Kadish. I'll catch you guys later.